What's going on, survivors? Hope everything is well. Hope life is going great for you. But hey, this is what the project look like now. I'm just joking. I gotta fix the textures and stuff like that. It's pretty fixed. But this is why I'm gonna do the devlogs, have fun with the project and everything like that. Just showing you how social can be. Hey, Tyrone, why you sitting back there with the gun in your pants, man? You gotta be careful in the streets. But anyway, let's get into the video. And I'm basically gonna talk about how we are the gaming studio version of Apple.
Man down, now it's time for the angel of death, make a cloud like painful. Your end, make it slow, make it painful. One ring on the back, but it's wrinkle.
Now, hopefully you like actually how we're gonna go. It's gonna become really social. In my devlogs, what I'm gonna be doing is actually sometimes playing the game and actually just talking to you, doing like funny things, going around like robbing the AI, killing monsters and stuff like that, doing missions and stuff like that. So you actually, when you see me playing it, actually, when we do the demo, which is coming in a few days, the people that hold keys actually can play the demo, and then you guys will actually be playing it throughout the whole development phase, where you guys will actually get to see actually everything that we put in. So every time we implement something that we just need to see if it works and if it's good and stuff like that, we'll patch it and then send it to you. So it's like every other week or every week or whatever case may be. We don't know. We're gonna figure it out. But you guys, every system that we put in the game, you guys will get to test it throughout the whole development. We're not gonna hide anything, no NDAs, nothing like that. You guys will actually make content if it sucks, not whatever the case may be. So what we were talking about in this video is how we are the gaming studio version of Apple. What I mean by that is, yeah, we're very innovative. As if you are a part of our community now, you know that we are literally ahead of our time. No competition when it comes to the metaverse. It's so easy here. It's so easy. We're gonna talk about all that stuff here, right? So that's what we're gonna be talking about in this thing, and basically explaining how we focus on trust first. While I did not put the game out when it used to look like this, come on. If I put it out while I look like that, trust me, you guys wouldn't be listening. You guys wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be the future. We wouldn't be anything. You get what I'm saying? So we'll be just like everybody else that, crash and burn basically. So that's what this video is about. I'm going to actually prove and show you guys how base back my claim up. But what I want you guys to do is to make sure that you really wait until, because I'm putting another video on a gameplay video. If it's already out right now by the time you see the video, then just go watch that video after you see this one, all right? Because this one actually is very important too, so you can understand why you want to actually be a part of this community, and actually how this metaverse, we're not going to call it that right now, which we'll go into that in a second too, how this metaverse can actually be what you're looking for, and actually how you can actually have fun and make money while you're having fun. Now, for gamers and stuff like that, I know making money is not the point, which, that's the people that want to game and actually make a living while gaming, but can't, they may be awkward or whatever the case may be, they don't feel comfortable in front of cameras, don't have a camera, whatever the case may be. This can actually help you become a streamer. All right, so let's get straight into what I'm talking about. The first thing that we're going to talk about is, why didn't we come out sooner again when we look like this? And why didn't we market, and why we're still not marketing now? Being first isn't always the best approach. As you can see, when it comes to some of these metaverses already out here, you already see these guys focused on speed, rushing, don't know when anything that, they don't even know, none of the stuff that they're talking about is fleshed out. Like, for example, it was that the NFTs are going to be able to go from one game to another game and stuff like that, which that's like a big ass lawsuit. So it's like that was impossible. So I don't think anybody actually thought it out before they threw things out there, and they were just looking for cash grabs and everything like that. So I know that for a fact. They definitely didn't thought it out. They didn't think it out, because if you actually listen to the stuff they're talking about now, they didn't think it out, and they're just looking for cash grabs. So well, we didn't. I wasn't proud of this right here, and I just chose not to put anything out, because I said, first impression is the best impression. That's just anything, when it comes to business development. And also, as a business developer, I always thought to myself, even when I still develop now on the side of the game, I always think to myself, would you sell this to somebody, to one of your clients and stuff like that? If your whole, that's what I did. Your whole point is to make people rich and everything like that. Would this make them rich? Not saying the game part, I'm talking about like just anything that I do. I just make sure that if somebody paid me for something, would this do what I said it would do, right? And I'm a man of integrity. So if you give me money, I'll make sure that you get the best. My whole thing is over delivering, which if you're part of the community, we over, none of you ask for anything. It's the stuff that, how planned and everything that the project is. None of y'all asked for me to actually put this masterpiece together, and I just chose to, because I could have put out anything. Because we started off as a card game, I could have put out the card game, but I said no, that's not sustainable. Also, it's not sociable for what people said the metaverse is going to be. It's not that. So there's no way you can sit there and interact with each other. I mean, you can type and talk about cards and stuff like that, but it's not like the future where you can talk with each other, you can make money with each other, because that's what the metaverse is about, right? Everybody's a walking billboard. What I mean, and I'll get into that in a second. Because this is the new way to, I know for a fact that they just had a summit. Microsoft, Facebook, all these guys just had a summit to try to figure out how they can come together and build on the metaverse. So it's going to happen. So this is going to be the new form of business. Business is going digital. So that's what I know, and I understand that. And as a business developer, I am, valid to say that. And this is where the future is at. So I wanted to create something, and I knew a card game could not do that. So it was impossible for you to create a business where it's sustainable, where you can make a living and everything like that. Also, I knew that you wouldn't be able to stream it too long. It's a very niche thing. So the number one thing that I wanted to focus on is, can streamers play this? And this being sitting on the top of YouTube's gaming and Twitch gaming and stuff like that. Could have sit up on the top of the browser. When someone looks, they see our game and they're like, what is this? And they click it, fall in love with it, play it themselves. That's my first focus. So that's what I built this project on. So let me give you a little bit about myself when it comes to just how I build businesses and how I helped out my clients and stuff like that. So one thing I do is I tell my people, be patient and just watch me work. That's number one. So what I do, here's a plan, and maybe you can use this actually in your life. This actually got me very far. I don't move first on anything. I like to wait. Study the competition, see what everybody else is doing in the room. See what works with that person or that company or that opponent, right? Or that competition right there, right? I gotta do it in card games and shooting games, whatever the case may be. See what they're doing, see if it works, and see what they're doing and see what failed. And that's what I've been doing from restarting my project. And that's, because I've done that multiple times, completely trashed it multiple times, because I just knew it wasn't, this is not what gamers want. But I watched all of the competition from Earth 2, from Decentraland to Sandbox, to, as you can see what happened with all these guys, right? To all of the even meta, right? I've been paying attention. I'm talking about, if you name a metaverse project, I probably heard of it. And I've been studying and listening to what the people want, what the people don't want. I've been studying and listening to what the people want AAA games but can't get, because the AAA games just don't care about the gamers. I've been listening to just people, period. And I've been watching my opponents. I'm talking about, I've been watching them completely mess up, because none of them actually done anything good anyway. But the point is, I've been watching them. So I took good things from good parts of these things, good ideas. The metaverse is actually a good idea. So I said, hey, I take that part. The crypto part, please watch the gameplay video. You're going to actually be excited. For you guys that's not into crypto, for you guys that are into crypto, you guys will still be excited, but we're going into a more safer route where you guys don't have to worry about being dumped on. So make sure you watch that video. But I took all the bad things and I made it to where it's not bad. And I took all the good things and I made it to where they just can't compete. Something like Apple do. Apple does not rush and put out products. They wasn't the first phone. They wasn't the first MP3 player. They wasn't the first computer. They was none of the first of that. They just basically watched what everybody else did, and then they made better versions of what they did. And that's what I did. I watched what everyone else did, and I just made a game that none of these guys are going to surpass. I'm gonna just keep it tall. None of these guys are going to surpass it, because they can't. And they can try to buy it, and I'm not selling it, but they can't do what I'm doing, because number one, I am the main developer, and was the only developer, and everything that you see was done by me. I got two more developers now, but everything that you see up to now is done by me. So they don't have that. I'm the main person working here. This is not somebody has an idea and just say, hey guys, let's build this, know nothing about game or game development. I'm actually a gamer that knows about game development, and I'm working on this thing, and I'm business savvy. It's a business developer before a game developer. So, and that's one thing that makes us like Apple. We sit there, we wait, and we patient. We don't want to be the first to be out there, because by everybody crash and burn, we come gather all the pieces the good and bad pieces, and build something that they just can't compete with. Another thing that makes us different is, well, it's not like Apple, right? But we're affordable. All these other products that's out there, all these projects out there, the cost entry is too high. What I wanted to do was to make the game free, where everything, even our digital collectibles, we're not calling them NFTs, because the NFTs that we do have are just proof of ownership to basically stop from the farming and counterfeiting and stuff like that, because that's what the NFTs are for. They're basically receipts to make sure that everything is legit and how everything became one. So that's what we're choosing to do. But everything else is too high to get into. You got to buy I think there's a $3,500 headset that Facebook come out. You could be wrong, $1,500 probably, right? The Decentraland, the land is too expensive. Sandbox, the land is too expensive. And it's all just due to speculation. And Decentraland had 38 players that's concurrent on there. They say it's $8 grand people, but regardless, it's still bad. That's the point. You want people to play your game and not sit there and do transactions and sell and buy all day. You don't want that to be a thing. So we chose not to go that route. And we sat back and watched every single one of them. It's been very difficult to watch, because it's like, sheesh, especially when you're creating a project on this type of scope, and no one knows, like, come on, look at me, colorful hair. Let's be honest.
Black, y'all.
We're still living in a weird world right now. So being that, and these guys are messing up, it's very difficult to, because it's like, I listen to a lot of these gamers, Asmongold and stuff like that. Asmongold, Big Fry, Kara TV, Josh, all these type of guys. I listen to these guys, and they just don't like the metaverse. Column, none of these guys like the metaverse, and it's rightfully so. So it's very difficult mentally on someone that's actually doing the correct thing and actually putting people first, gamers first, that want to solve the problem, not just inside of the metaverse, but also inside of gaming. So I'm trying to fix both problems, create a good game, not send some half-baked shit out to people, and put everything that even my guy, Doc, that's my guy, one of my idols inside of gaming, even when he talked about listening to the Doc say, and he's creating his own project inside of Web3. Hopefully we definitely be able to come together, and hopefully Polygon Studios set it up for us, right? But hopefully we get to come together and actually create something. He's a creative guy, I'm a creative guy. We create something with both of our projects, see our characters inside of the metaverse. I would love to put Doc inside of our universe. All right, so that's one thing that we want to do. Also, we want to actually stop calling our project a metaverse. We want to call ours the Mythos. All right, get it? Myth and universe. Okay, never mind. You just forget it. Let's move forward. So as I was saying though, everything is affordable. You don't have to pay for anything. You can come in and you can actually own any and everything through the game, because there's no cash shop. We do have shark cards. We'll get into that side of the gameplay, but that has nothing to do with you guys just paying us and stuff like that, because the stuff that's for sale inside of the game is owned by the players, and not everybody can access the market where the players are taking the stuff that's being sold into the game to you guys. So everybody is able to make money. Even someone that come in completely for free can start a business inside of the game and actually earn an income. So it's not like you buy skins and everything from us. You actually get all that stuff from the players. The players, be able to make the income off that. We don't make the income off of it. We take a percentage off of certain sales, for example, real estate and land. And I think, I think that's it. We don't take any transaction fees off of certain things inside of the game. Now, one thing I want to also understand, I want to also get you guys to understand that we will keep it tall here. One thing we do know about the metaverse is that everybody's going to be walking billboards, which is okay. Everybody is walking billboards, but see, in the other projects like Meta and those guys want you to be walking billboards, pardon me. You can build a bird, right? Billboards to actually feed the pockets of corporations, greedy corporations. What we want to do is actually build a platform where people who don't own businesses, that don't know anything about business, but they know how to play the video game and they just know how to run a business inside a video game, i.e. Grand Theft Auto 5, right? If you know how to do that, where everything is just basically role playing and stuff like that. So if you want to role play and stuff like that, the businesses inside ties together with the role playing so you can make money. And you don't have to actually worry about all of the technical things that you have to worry about outside in the real world. You get what I'm saying? So that's what we wanted to do. We want you guys to be walking billboards for yourself. For example, 3D artists, for like drawing, graphic designers, music artists. I think that's basically graphic designers, music artists, right. But these basically artists can actually come start brands. In our universe, we need music artists inside our universe. Come and promote your music inside of our universe. We have a radio station and we have our own version of Spotify inside of the game. So you guys can promote yourself. If you are a 3D model, you want to make cars and stuff like that, you can make your own type version of cars and stuff like that. If you want to make clothes, you can make your own version of clothes and put it inside our universe, and we will actually write the story. If it's a big brand, if it's a big brand, we will actually write your brand into our universe, our story that we have. By the way, this metaverse has a storyline, huge storyline. If you're part of the community, you know our storyline is bananas. By the way, I went to school for digital film. I wanted to be a director to write horror stories. Or movies, book stories still, because the point. Then you can all see that inside of the game. And the last thing I want to talk about on this particular topic, that we're not going fully decentralized because it's impossible, and they're not going to hit you with web, a bunch of Web3 buzzwords stuff to get your rockers going off and stuff like that. That's how you guys got a rug pulled for 2 years straight. We don't want to do that. So we are Web 2.5. You get what I'm saying? Because we are going to be centralized and also decentralized. We're not going to actually, term of services, not going to tell you guys that you cannot sell anything. Everything that you actually own inside of the game is yours. You own it. You can put your own product and your own IP inside of the game and stuff like that. And we also are partnering with, we're finishing that up. Partnering with, I'm about to say partner, but we gotta finish it up first. We're finishing up the partnership with Reveal, which we'll talk about them in a second again in the next segment of Trust. But we partner with them to make sure that you guys that put your stuff inside of our IP, that you guys, your IP is copyrighted and protected from just thieves and thefts, get the point, from theft. Right? And we wanted to make sure that you guys are protected. So again, it goes on into the business part that I was talking about, where you guys don't have to worry about doing all a lot of difficult stuff that you actually had to do when it comes to running a business. I know how it works, and I made it very easy for you guys inside of our thing. Please watch the gameplay video. I talk about all that stuff, about how you guys go into business, how you guys can get jobs, real jobs, by the businesses inside of the thing. And by the way, this will be the funnest job on the planet, by the way. Watch the gameplay video. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into trust. One thing I am building with my small community, and I built with them already, is trust. I just think that you should always move off that. Before you hand anybody money, you should basically see what type of person they are, because they could be a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? So what we did was a little different inside of our community, and if you're not a part of our community, stupid, you are bugging. Just want you to know that. Yes, you are bugging. Well, our community is different. We don't want to sit here and do the speculating thing. Everybody's sitting around acting like they're this in corporate stuff. I've been in corporate. It's annoying. So one thing I do know, and I can tell you guys about corporate and the people that sit there and put on this suit thing, that's not how they are. It's for the camera. So when you guys go into these AMAs and Zooms and stuff like that, these people that put in their professional times, they're just telling you guys what you want to hear so you guys can speculate, buy, whatever. We're not doing that here. We are actually, I became friends with majority of my community there. If you come into the community and just mention me and start talking to me, you don't have to talk to me. You can talk to anybody in there. I will become friends with you. I will just start talking and just have a conversation with you. Because we talk about the game and things outside of the game. We want to make sure you build a community, a real community, not just speculating so everybody can make money, because that's going to come regardless. So you don't have to speculate here. It's going to happen. Again, watch the gameplay video. And the biggest thing that I want to say to all my competitors, you guys got to start over and make sure that your community can trust you. Now, I want to say that I'm human and I might mess up. I'm not going to mess up where spending funds where they don't need to be spent at. What I'm talking about is I might mess up as in I might have to delay something that, because you never know. Especially, and I'm also, one thing about me, as the developer of this project, the main developer. If you don't believe me, go into the Telegram. You've recently seen me talking about it, this is October something. You recently told me to talk about. Right now, Unreal Engine is basically updating to Unreal Engine 5.1, pardon me. And it's messing up the actual engine 5.03. It's messing up that part. So, and it's crashing the project. I let my community know every time that something is happening before, anything happens, and I try my best to work past it so I don't have to delay anything. But if I can't, if it's inevitable, I have to delay, then I will do that. But as you can see, go in there, just mention anybody, the Prince, Mr. VIP, anybody in there, anybody in my community will tell you I work extremely hard to make sure that everything that I said I was going to do for you guys that I do. And that's what you got to do. You other guys, my competitors, is making us look crazy. That's what you got to do when it comes to these things. You guys, I'm talking about my competitors and anybody that want to be a part of the space and create things and stuff. Y'all don't even know what's going on. Y'all just promising things that's just is realistic if you know how to do it, but y'all don't know how to do it, so y'all just promising anything, and then you think that you're gonna be able to pay somebody, but they gotta understand the vision and everything like that. And if they don't understand the vision, it's not gonna get done. So you guys are just promising things to these people, and just to be able to so them to speculate, so them to make money, and you guys are doing this, speculating and investing and stuff. You guys have to stop doing that. Now myself, I do something a little different. I do not just sit down and then work and then disappear off my community. I give my community updates every time I got something cool that's happening. Every month I do a huge update, and then I'm gonna start doing AMAs and stuff like that. So that's gonna be coming very soon. But I do update damn near every day if I have something cool that's done. But yeah, that's one of the big things I do that's outside of other ones. Again, there's no NDAs. We're not making people sign those things. Go ahead, if you want to talk about it, make a video on it, whatever the case may be. You think it sucks, you can let me know, or just make a video and say it sucks, whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna be emotional. I'll just fix the problem and stuff like that. So that's basically something that we do different. Now, one thing that's about like Apple, again, how we like Apple is we focus on trust. For new tech to be a thing, I understand we're new, we're completely new. No one knows who we are. Again, hair. And I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. Skin, right? So unfortunately, we live in the type of society where people judge people for no goddamn reason. But me personally, I want you guys to do that because I want y'all to look at me like that guy can't do that. It's impossible for that guy, colorful hair guy, right? And especially when he looks like that, right? He can't do that. He can't create a game. And then boom, I created the best thing, right, in the metaverse. And 9 times out of 10, it's probably gonna be the best game that came out after like God of War or stuff like that. After God of War and stuff, right? It's gonna be competing with Grand Theft Auto 6, I promise you. All right, yeah. One of my devs. I'm not going to, my community, you come in the community, you get to meet one of my devs. You'll see who he is. All right. So again, with that rant outside, right? Just basically what I'm saying is for people to trust new technology, it must be to protect people, and just it has to be there for the humans. So that's number one thing that we focused on. Number one thing, and basically our most important partnership, I believe, right, may not be the biggest, but the most important, is Reveal, because their goal is to protect people, and that's all I'm about, protecting people. Now, before I've done the game development part, I used to be just like CoffeeZilla and those guys. What's up, Steve? How you doing? Right, Spencer, all these guys. I was one of the people, got me sued a bunch of times, right? but I was one of the people that that would go and basically call out scammers, and basically protect people. That's what I was. I was one of those guys. They just protect people from scam artists, scam companies, these MLM companies and stuff like that. That was me. I was one of those YouTubers. Here you can see my views and stuff like that. We might not have big views now because I just don't promote and stuff like that. But this is when I was basically, and I was just starting the channel at that time too. But that's when I was, calling out scammers and stuff like that. So yes, that's what I used to do before this. And the last but not least, we invite everybody to be themselves. One thing about me, I'm not going to be like anything because to make anybody comfortable, because you guys want me to be a certain way. I'm going to be me, and I always want to be me. The reason why is because I tried to do what before, this is way, when y'all guys was investing in the BS. I was trying to be like them, but then I realized that was salesy. I was like, this feels scammy. So I was like, I'm gonna just sit back on the content, just work on the project, and then when I'm ready to work on the project, work on the content for the project, I'll throw some stuff out there. And that's why I did not just make content, because it was cringy as hell. I was thinking like, how can these guys sit here? But you know, when you trying to take money from people, you'll put that persona on. So yeah, but here we're about being yourself, and that's what I'm about, is being myself. So of course, some of the videos that we're going to be releasing here are always going to be about the game, but they're going to be funny as hell. All right, so I'd rather you guys invest in me, and then, you know, me first, me as a person, then the project, because the project is going to be it speak for itself always. So like whatever I do, speak for itself. So invest in me as a person, because if I was a piece of shit, I wouldn't recommend that you invest in a person that's a piece of shit, if that makes sense. Next thing we're gonna talk about is doing things in our own time. So as you can see, my goal is to stand out, right? I don't want to be like nobody else. My mom will tell you, I never stood in the box. I always was just, if I see people go this way, I'm going that way. You know, if I see a bunch of people going one way, I'm just like, nah, that's not good. And I've always been that way. So then again, if you put our project to anybody else's project, again, you can actually compare our projects to even the Web 2 projects. Again, we stand out from them. I want to do that. And that's basically what I do. So I want to work on my own time. I want to make sure that, you know, I'm not saying that I'm going to take forever to make the game. We're not going to be a star citizen out here. But what I'm saying is, you know, we going to do things when the time is right. Trust me, I know when to strike. Okay, I know when to strike. So I like to do things in my own time, and that's why I did not market. That's why I did not just do what everybody else do, try to get a quick cash grab, whatever the case may be. I did not do that. Another thing about this project is, before I even took money from anybody, I invested in it myself. I'm my first investor before anybody. so then, you know, I got some other people that invested in me, but then after that, before that, I put money out first. You know, so I'd rather have something solid first before I get the speculators to come in, because the speculators, yeah, we welcome you with open arms. You guys are gonna be the reason we actually built this thing, but we know where the money is at, and that's the gamers. And what I mean by where the money is at, I'm not talking about like these guys just give us money, come on, give me money, come on, give me money. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about where that's how the economy is ran by the community. That's where the money is going to be made, by them transferring with each other and selling weapons and armor and guns, cars, houses, all that stuff to each other. That's where the money's at. These people need to play the game. So, which I'm one of the gamers, I'm one of the people. They need to play the game, we need to play the game. So if there's nobody playing the game, you speculators ain't gonna make any money. So I don't wanna target you guys. Yes, you speculate, come on speculate. Yes, we want that too, but you guys aren't the target. We want the people that's actually gonna play the game, because again, if no one's gonna play the game, you're gonna be Decentraland or Sandbox or Earth 2 or any other thing where just there's no point for it. Now, the conclusion of this is just like Apple that does it all the time. They sit back, they, you know, for like the summit, what they did was they didn't show up to the thing. So there was all these big companies at the summit, but they didn't show up. And why? They see what everybody's trying to do. That's what we did. We sat back and watched everybody. And literally we seen everybody create dumpster fires, and we sat back and watched every single thing. And while we were watching every single thing, we sat back and worked on this project. So we would come and take over. We had to the point where, again, I'm letting you guys know, there ain't nobody gonna pass what we're doing. There's no way. There's no way. We're getting funding. We're working with big companies. So if you go, well, they can throw money. We can throw money too. We're not trying to be the most powerful, most richest, the best, anything like that. We want to be the one that care about their users the most. We want to give the best user experience the most. It's about the users, the people who made us. We're at the beginning. So when we become $1 billion company, right? When we become valued at what Decentraland is valued at, right? We want to make sure that the people that supported us here also got some type of great value out of it as well. Either they get rich, either they have a blast, they got to play a game that's lasting the next 30 years, like wow, in the last 30 years, but you get the point what I'm saying, right? We want to make sure of that, because you guys held us down as we're building out, We want to make sure that we always have your back. And that's where we're at. So we're not trying to be the best of anything, but basically community and customer support. Chick-fil-A style, basically. That's what we're trying to be. Trying to be Chick-fil-A out here. Maybe not Apple. Maybe I should change the title to the Chick-fil-A of gaming, right? That's it, man. Well, I just wanted to tell you guys how we're basically Apple, where of the gaming industry when it comes to we're innovative. We worry about trust first. We want to make sure that we protect everybody, and we're not going to sell your data to anybody. We also probably be the only metaverse that don't sell data. That being said, I'm out here.
Name is